Hi there, and thanks for joining me. Today we're going to start this month's new training block covering project management. Now, behind every great project is a truly successful PM or team. But project management is an onion of many layers, and today we're going to start right at the top, beginning with project document review, so stay tuned. A key character trait to every good project manager is to be studious. Knowing the details and information of your project documents intimately is crucial to managing your job. So today we're going to break down your project documents into 5 sections. Those are plan sets, specifications, proposal, contract, and schedule. And we're going to take a look at how you should review each one in preparation for managing your job well. The first packet of information that you should review when starting any new project is the plan set. And ideally, your initial review would be done with the help of the estimator who bid the job. Doing so will help you understand the notes and comments that they made and saw while performing their review and takeoff on this job. However, bear in mind that your estimator's knowledge and familiarity with the project information will not suffice for your own responsibility to have to manage this project. So you'll have to take the time to investigate this on your own. And in doing so, you're going to accomplish 3 things. First and foremost, you're going to gain your own intimate knowledge and understanding of this project's scope and requirements. Secondly, you'll have the chance to verify the notes, comments, and information that the estimator provided on the plan set. And lastly, you'll have your own opportunity to add any more notes or comments that you think will help you and your team in managing the progression of this project. Plan set review can be a very lengthy process, and you may have to review multiple plan sets depending on the project and your scope of work. However, there are no shortcuts or replacements for knowing this information that will benefit you in your task of managing this job. For a more in-depth look at performing a plan set review, I recommend you watch our video on estimating structural steel performing material takeoffs, which can be found on both our website and our YouTube channel. And next, we're going to take a look at reviewing specifications. Performing a spec review is quite similar to that of a plan set review, in that you'll have to go through the project manual and extract all of the information that pertains to your scope of work. Now, according to the main CSI master format, Division 5 is the section that should contain all the information concerning metals, and those will have subsections as well, which may include 05-1200 structural steel framing, 05-5000 metal fabrications, and 05-5100 metal stairs. But in any event, you'll have to locate, extract, and review this information for yourself. Similarly, going over this information first with the estimator on the project can help you see, understand, and know how they bid the job. However, it is now your responsibility to know and use this information going forward on the project. Specifications contain specific instructions from the design teams regarding what codes, processes, and products are to be used on your job. And this can impact your material sourcing and pricing, fabrication standards, material prep and coding, and erection practices. So you'll certainly need to know what these are. Now, as you can see from the example that I've prepared for us today, specifications can delineate specific products and processes under your division of work, but don't necessarily have to be included in your scope of work. Some projects allow for substitutionary requests for different products, and there are some things that your company just isn't interested or willing to do. You just have to be very specific about your exclusions within your proposal. So with that, let's take a look at our proposal of work. Now, it's neither likely nor suggested that you wait until the complete review of your plan sets and specifications before looking at your proposal. In fact, you should be reviewing all 3 of them together to ensure that they have continuity. But I put them in this order because it's not until you've completed the review of your plans and specs that you'll know if your proposal is comprehensive and accurate. And you want to make sure that it is, because your proposal should either act as or at least influence the contract that you have with your employer. So let's take a look at a proposal and what it should include and look like for you. Welcome back. Now, one of the first, easiest, and most important things to check when reviewing your scope of work is to make sure that you have all of the applicable and current contract documents referenced within your proposal. And this can include codes, spec sections, addendas, plan sets, and design drawings. And this is important because in the event that there are any revisions made, you want to make sure that that information is either captured or excluded. Now, as I mentioned previously, depending on the project and your scope of work, your proposal may include and reference multiple plan sets. And what's important for you is to make sure that they're both listed and dated correctly. And you can also use this list as something of a guide or an agenda during a job transfer meeting to make sure that all of the project information is both provided and reviewed with your team. In the same way, your inclusions and exclusions lists that make up your scope of work can provide an itemized approach to reviewing your drawings and information. But this is only made possible if you first separate your work packages, which can include structural or miscellaneous steel, and if they're listed in sequential order based on the sheet on which they appear. But in any event, your review is to ensure that these lists include all that your company will and will not be providing on the job, and that all special conditions are noted and described. And this is crucial because your proposal is quite literally your company's initial contract offer for your services on the job. So with that in mind, let's take a look at contracts. Now, for the context of today's discussion, I'll mention that if you receive a counteroffer to your proposal in the form of a proposed subcontract agreement, that you should review the contents of that document to make sure that it accurately reflects the critical aspects of your proposal. And those are price, scope of work, and terms and conditions. Now, we're going to go more over contracts and a project manager's responsibilities with them in a couple of weeks, and even more so in the whole month of July. So be sure to become a member and stick around for that. Lastly, we're going to discuss schedules. The schedule that any project manager and their team has to review can look quite different based off of the project and your organization. You could be reviewing a schedule that your company put forth with a proposal, or you could be evaluating a target date that your employer is asking you to hit. But in either event, your preliminary review should be conducted with representatives from upper management, production, and estimating. And you should be looking for any clashes or potential issues that you need to address and get in front of early on. Now, next week, we're going to take a look at how to develop and coordinate project schedules. So be sure to become a member, set your reminders, and tune in for that. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up, and then check out our website where you can subscribe to receive videos like this every single week, bringing you only the best in steel construction education. And while you're there, be sure to check out our list of courses, providing you a deeper and more intensive study on topics just like this one. You see, here at the SBC Group, it's our mission to help you know the most so that you can do your best. And finally, if you should have any questions or concerns about where you're going to spend eternity and you don't have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be glad to help you with that too. Thank you and God bless.